Good morning, guys. My name is Rudo. I'm a full-time stay-at-home crypto trader. Quit your day job, crypto trader. And this is my journey. So this is the Trade for the Living morning podcast. We're going to be looking at where's Bitcoin going to go next. We have Bitcoin in all-time high territory. Amazing. What a great feeling. Good morning to all of you guys. SM, Trillist, Stanku, Renee, Matty. Good morning, guys. I mean, we've been waiting for this for 2 years. It's been crazy, and it's been a crazy ride. I have to admit, there's been ups and downs, obviously from a psychological point of view, as well from a market point of view, and from a portfolio point of view. And hopefully, where we are now, we're going to be experiencing more of the up, less of the down. So let's quickly have a look at this. Now, it's important that when we're in all-time high territory, it really becomes hard to look at this from a technical analysis point of view, because when you do that, is you don't have any structure to compare to, so you have to play this thing by momentum. So your thought is no longer range bound, be bearish at the top, bullish at the bottom, bullshit, none of that stuff. You want to look at this thing from a macro momentum point of view. Now, if you do this, what's the first thing you're getting? You're seeing that the prices at all-time high territory, RSI is lagging behind the previous time. We were about 10K less. So is this anything different than what we had there? No, it's identical to the previous all-time high. So as soon as you look at that, you need to understand that Bitcoin has still a lot of work to do to ignite the bull market. Now, I am really bullish, and I feel that there's going to be a lot of upside coming our way in the coming weeks. But the technical analysis is normally unbiased. So if you feel the same way as I do, great. But let's let the TA do the talking, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so when we look at the previous time, you can clearly see that there was a big pivot created there, and price broke through, made yet another higher high. And then there was another pivot created, whereby the divergence, your strong bearish divergence, was able to do what? Start breaking price down. Okay, so it was able to start breaking price down, meaning the RSI kept on going down as price was going higher. And at some stage, you had harmony in the market where the pivot, that resistance pivot, okay, created the grounds for the massive sell-off. So let's mark that out as the pivot support. Okay, once that happens, the market scares quite easily, and things turn from a really bullish sentiment to a bearish market move. But now, bigger picture, when we came back above that area, we had divergence again. And I said to you guys, when we looked at the bottom there, okay, because I was bearish weekly time frame, we need to take the shit seriously, okay? And we were bullish because of the weekly time frame, strong bullish divergence. So we needed to take that shit seriously. Okay. Now, in addition to this, just as a reminder as well, when we were there, we were looking at the daily time frame, and we had the same kind of picture play out. Hence the reason I was extremely bearish and sold at that stage. Okay. Now, where we are now, we're back at a scenario where the higher time frame, the weekly time frame, is in a bearish position, and that's bad for us ultimately. But let's do the same analysis, and let's look at the same things that needs to happen. So the pivot is created right there. Okay, so when I look at this, and we do have these, these counts. I had these alternative things, alternative counts. Let's take away all those lines real quick. Okay, where we're at now, because of this pivot that's sitting right there, your job is to remain bullish. And I mean, I was with you guys last week above this still, is to remain bullish until Bitcoin proves that the momentum is gone, meaning price will fall below that pivot. So 70,000, we're at 80,000. It's a wide berth. It's a tough time to say, well, good and fair and well to say be bullish, but this thing can retrace all the way back there, wick through, stabilize above that, and then continue onwards. Now, that's the part of trading that is tough. So if I apply my Gantt strat, it means that where we're at this moment, price has now entered on the weekly time frame a sell zone, which means that if you want to hedge your long positions, this is now, I'm talking what big players would be doing. Guys that bought Bitcoin there, went long there. If you want to hedge your long position based on weekly analysis, investors, okay, now's the time where those hedge accounts are going to start doing that. They're going to offset because it's too heavily weighted to the bullish side. So they'll be charging swap fees like crazy, or getting charged swap fees. So there might be a lot of hedging entering the market. And that would mean the following. Up till now, we had a scenario where the amount of supply that's in the market, not sellers, supply, the amount of Bitcoin going on sale, okay, was fairly evenly matched to the amount of demand in the market, not buyers, the amount of money willing to buy Bitcoin. Hence the fact that price couldn't go anywhere. So you had a situation where the market was establishing a sort of an equilibrium as such, a balance between demand and supply. Where we are now, you can clearly see that there's no more supply. If there was a lot of supply, the demand, couldn't have pushed price through. So you've got that scenario where you've got a lot less supply in the market. And that brings us to, what does it mean? It means that there's momentum for price to go to the upside, because there's still sellers out there and hedge sellers and stuff. But if supply, the amount of Bitcoin that can go on sale versus the amount of Bitcoin that is required to satisfy the market is not the same, price will continue on going higher. And herein lies your tough decision. Based on this, what do you do? Okay, well, simple. You can sell some BTC if you want to. On the bias that if we will go above 92, you were wrong. But if we're right, what could the market do? Worst case scenario, okay? Worst case scenario, we go sweep these lows. Now that would really mess everybody about. Now, do I want to go that crazy? No. But all I want to do is I would at least want to look at this area and say, okay, right, there's the probability for a sell. But this is the big but now. Now you listen to that and you think, listen, this guy's crazy. And I agree with you guys. But before you act harshly, let's zoom in and look at what else we have. Okay. Now, if we look at the daily, you can see that the divergence have been deleted on the daily. So the daily is telling me there's no reason to think that we should sell just yet. Although the sell zone, the bearish divergence is there, the daily is telling me no, I'm not supporting it. If I go into the 4-hour time frame, the 4 hour is telling me I am not supporting it. So anything lower than that is in insignificant time frames for us to act. So until we have something like that forms on the 4 hour, perhaps price going higher still, and then the RSI doing something like this, and then that gets followed by the daily doing the same, and then the weekly still staying exactly where it's at for the entire week, then I'll sell. Because then I know the downside potential becomes more weighted in my favor. And then what do I have? Just like we had with Solana, I've got this $69,000 area where I know that new support will probably enter the market. Support in the form of demand. Buyers willing to grab the discount. Okay. And hopefully at that stage, yet again, the amount of sellers will be less and we will run on a little bit further. So these are just the bigger mindset things that I just want to share with you guys. So Brandon, you feel emotionally drained? Remember this part of the stream. Consider what I'm saying to you now and just kind of keep a level head on things. Because yes, if you look at the biggest trick that crypto does is when you look at something like this, while Bitcoin, I'm going to just scale this to a weekly time frame and just remind you guys, and for the sake for those that weren't there, while Bitcoin was clearly in an area where there was no more momentum, it was struggling to go on higher, you had altcoins going into all-time high territory, a new coin every day. So for the sake of the argument, you might have Solana going there, and then you had Cardano. Well, Cardano was first. Then we had Solana. Then you had Luna. You had all these coins, okay, going into all-time highs and just keep on reinforcing the bullish narrative while Bitcoin clearly has lost momentum and stayed in that danger zone. So I'm just saying the same to you guys now, that where we're at now, it's too early to tell, but these are the kind of things that you need to just look out for. Okay, as for the trade for today, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. The rule is simple. This is support for BTC. Any retraces into this area should be considered buy zones. And what you can do is you can look at these areas and say, okay, right, where was an important demand zone? Now, important demand zone is when you have price stay at a specific zone, okay, and then rally quite strongly away from that area. That would typically be a strong demand zone. Because otherwise there's a demand zone there, there's a demand zone there, there's so many, but so you can draw them and you basically will color in your whole box. But that's the important things you need to look at. So what did we have? We had price kind of stall at 74 leading into the weekend. Okay. And then from that point on, we kind of hovered, and we just exploded up. So the latest demand zone I think we need to consider is right there. Okay, so if your 4-hour time frame pushes price back, say 75, 76, that would be your Hail Mary buy in with momentum. Now, the way that we can track this momentum is to use this simple tool. I'm going to just show you. It's this, the fib speed resistance fan. Okay, click it at the top. You'll see that as the highs get created, price will stay within that line. And the line is the 38.2 angle. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so as long as that happens, you still have bullish momentum. Let me explain. So at the bottom to the top, okay, first wave has been completed. Get your entry, top, 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 top. As long as price stays within that area, you hold. Now it's breaking out. Now you're looking for your another entry. Now this entry in this case was quite low, but shallow. But the retrace could have been deeper. You don't know. But you just understand that that line is the significance because it shows you when there's still momentum in the market. Now you've created a completely new set of moves, and you do exactly the same. As price is creeping up, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay, until what? It starts falling through the trend. Now you need to start thinking of a retrace. Okay. And in this instance, the retrace was violent, fast, and deep, as opposed to the previous one. So now where we are now, looking at the same thing, you're bullish, you're bullish, you're bullish, you're bullish, you're bullish, you're bullish, you're bullish still. No reason to act. So any retraces makes sense that you need to use them as a buy the dip. And you can use this line to kind of guide you to look for that area. Because where we are now, price will be a little bit choppy. So you want to make sure you don't position yourself with lazy, sloppy FOMO entries. Because the larger time frame, FOMO entries will just get chopped up. It will do something like this. We just keep on going up and down, up and down. Where we are now, we want to see the market move concisely down, say maybe 78, if we're lucky, as good as it gets, and then continue on higher. If we create divergence, first area of buy, 75. Long story short, basically. Okay, guys. So there you have it. Over to your comments. Any questions, any uncertainties, let me know. Even let me know in the comments if you're not watching the video live. I'll be reading them out or looking at them for this afternoon stream. So let's see what we have got. Nothing really. So you guys are on the same page. Viewership is going up. Got about 200 people joining in live. Do me a solid. Give me a couple of likes there. Share the video with a friend. Let's help get them into the right side of the market. Okay. Now, as a little bit of a prequel, or just as a reminder, video brought to you by Prime, guys. Trade with me. And all you need to do is open your Prime account using my partner link. Head over to the Discord. There's a nice navigation tab that makes for easy access. And then you can go and look at everything that you need to do in the free trial to qualify. It's as simple as that. Okay. As for this afternoon stream, what's going to be in the hodl part of the thing? So we had our alts blow up nicely. I mean, these were all buy zones. This is just a mantle. Moved up. You know, we almost went back to $1. So all this retrace, almost half of it got engulfed in literally a day or two. We've got coins like Ethereum. You know, we were worried that they need to play catch up to the market. There's the buy zone. This is the rebalance zone, which means that where we're at now, the fact that there's a little bit of uncertainty, do we need to sell? You know, those big questions are going to be answered. because there's a strong pivot, there's a strong pivot. If we've got hidden bearish divergence, there's a worry. So these things we're going to be looking at in the afternoon. Cardano went from the buy zone. It's at 65%. So you guys, if you were patient, you listened, you looked at the stuff, you're in some good profit today. So those kind of things need to be discussed. We need to see what's the next step. Bitcoin Cash, buy zone, it's out of it now. It's flying. Polkadot. This one fell below the buy zone. It's in the buy zone now. So you had break even with this one. Do you need to sell and go buy the low again? Questions that needs to be asked, and many more. So prepare for the afternoon stream. Get as many people in to join in live, because you know what we do. We know how to get a bottom. We know how to time an exit. And where we are now, we're like in day 3 of the bull market, if this is going to be the bull market. And it means that nobody that's currently in the crypto environment has missed out on any of the great opportunities that's going to be coming our way. There you go, guys. So you have a lovely day. Jerry, thanks for the kind comments. Brandon feels really better about ADA. Yes, ADA, and then everything on the ADA chain will also start moving up. And yes, don't let the emotions drain you, my friend. It has to remain fun, and you have to enjoy the fact that, you know, tough times is when we need to be patient, and then when it moves, we also need to be patient, but patiently wait to take profit. That's it. Right, guys, you have a lovely day, and I'll see you a little bit later. Cheers.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.